cannot be insulated from its negative economic effects, coupled with our local measures that all disrupted local business activities, supply chains, and business projects. These have had a devastating impact on our lives in general, but economic activities in particular hence thrown our economy into another recession. As a means of providing areas arising from the pandemic, the Ninth Assembly approved expeditiously series of requests from the executive towards funding all activities related to the pandemic for procurement of emergency medical equipment and supplies and all related activities. We have equally approved special requests from the executive for emergency funding and interventions to reflect the economy as a means of moving our country out of recession, restoring businesses and livelihood, improving supply chains, generating more employment and creating wealth and income for millions of Nigerians. The resulting effect of these actions is that Nigeria was able to move out of the quarter of 2020 with a GDP growth rate of 0.51% in real terms in the first quarter of 2021, marking 2 consecutive quarters of growth following the negative growth rates recorded in the second and third quarters of 2020. As employment generation is a key component of this created over 500,000 employment opportunities for Nigerians in the last 2 years alone. Though our economy is still dominated by the oil sector in terms of revenue generation and foreign exchange receipts, our resolve towards diversification is unparalleled. We have and are ready to provide every support through enabling legislation and funding for all institutions, promoting non-oil exports as a means of strengthening our economy away from oil dependency and global realities of future away from hydrocarbons. Though we still have a lot to do to restore our economy towards steady growth, we are confident that with the support of all critical stakeholders, we shall realize our cardinal objective of growing productivity for full employment and sustainable development. In the area of good governance, we have demonstrated practically in our oversight functions the need for proper management of resources and providing proper check on the executive as means of impending deepening democracy and strengthening separation of powers. We would work to ensure financial autonomy for local governments, state legislatures, and judiciary, all in line with our principal stand of strengthening democracy in Nigeria through practical implementation of the doctrine of separation of powers. I shall reiterate once again that we are closer to the end in passing the important bills still before our Constitution Amendment Bill within the remaining days in this quarter. It is a mark of excellent effort that the Ninth Senate is so ready to pass the petroleum industry bill after 20 years of failures. This June, by the grace of God, and it should increase accountability, probity, transparency, efficiency, equity, and justice in that vital sector of our economy. Our determination to pass the bill is additionally in line with our resolve to be a result-oriented parliament where our activities are hallmarked by quality, timeliness, and action that are focused on the people. Our efforts on the electoral bill are also noteworthy. The bill should not just improve the nation's electoral governance system, but will strengthen our democracy that we have all built since 1999 in this republic. The 2023 general elections will be the 7th in our electoral cycle since the dawn of democracy. The onus is now on us to consolidate it, partly through the bill, given the important innovations embedded in it. We'll finish work on it before our annual recess in July. We have a goal to deliberate on the report of the Committee on the Amendment of 1999 Constitution in July. We proceed on our early recess as well. So both, in fact, the PIB, the Electoral Act Amendment Bill, and the Constitution Amendment Bill will be attended to, considered, and passed between now and the mid of July, when we'll be going for summer recess. Mindful of the significant place of the citizens in our democracy, we recently concluded a regional tour of the country to provide opportunities for our citizens to be closely heard and consistent with the drive to build consensus around issues. We have gone far in this process and should be over with it next month, that is July. We call on all Nigerians to be patient with the progression as we strive towards compromise and reviewing the ground norm for the good governance of our dear nation. In exploring the path of dialogue and conversations, we should be rest assured that we shall soon achieve a meaningful end in this regard. For the records, I noted during the week that 742 bills were introduced in the Ninth Senate in the last 2 years, out of which 58 have been passed, while 355 bills have sailed through first reading. 175 bills have also gone through the second reading and are before relevant committees for further legislative actions. The House of Representatives has certified 11 bills for concurrence and have all been passed by the Senate. These are outstanding records considering emergencies like the COVID-19 pandemic that we confronted with the shutdown of all activities in our country in some part of the year. Not only bills like the Deep Offshore and Inland Basin Protection Sharing Contracts Act 2004, Amendment Bill 2009, the Finance Bill 2019, Nigerian Tax and Fiscal Law, SB 140, which amended 7 existing tax laws, and the Companies and Allied Matters Act have seen 2011 2004, Repeal and Enactment Bill 2019, SB 270, have also been earlier mentioned and were all passed. The Executive Legislature relationship in the Ninth Assembly is always guided by national interests towards achieving social and economic transformation that will eventually usher in security and prosperity for the citizens of Nigeria. We assure fellow citizens that we shall remain focused in our remaining years on other items on our legislative agenda as they adhere towards reforming our system and improving the well-being of our people. We call for patience, tolerance, and understanding in the steady effort to improve our nation. Our differences should be our strength as a people, realizing that we are better staying together in peace and harmony, love and prosperity. On our part as legislators, we have worked collectively as a group, despite our past and differences. National development and prosperity can only be attained through collective effort and resolve. We urge our fellow citizens to join us in this resolve to raise a stronger nation. As we mark our Democracy Day tomorrow, when it will begin talk, I want to take this opportunity to congratulate all Nigerians to invest in building our nation along democratic principles. God bless you all. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and thank you for your patience.
Thank you very much for representing the President of the Senate. Very quickly, once again, to save time, to move to the next item of the program, which is questions and comments. That will be conducted by the Special Advisor of the Media, His Excellency. Your Excellency, the President of the Senate, Principal of the Senate, other Deputy Senator, and my dear colleagues. I think it was interesting section of the program. First of all, the soft copy of the speech is available. I've sent one to Mr. Yusuf and another one to the Chairman Senate Press Corps. Now, the question and answer session is not just question and answer. If you have any comments to make, if you want to praise the assembly, it's allowed. Now, you are familiar with the rules. Just identify yourself and the organization you work for. Ask your question, avoid much preamble, and go straight to the point. Please let's try to avoid double-barrel questions if possible. You allow others to ask their questions. While you are free to ask your questions, I think I'm in charge. I can receive some questions if I know it's not good for us as a nation. And I think His Excellency should have the liberty to answer or decline any question. That's democracy. So no, I will not waste much time. Maybe we'll have about 3 rounds. I will do. So who is the question? Henry, come back.
My name is Solida, the editor of the operations of Bangladesh. Senate President, principal officers, first, I want to really thank you for helping us to share ideas. Most importantly, as a leader,
almost every day. But I was expecting that by now, some of the resolutions, as you pass them to the executive, they will work, especially as you are on the same page with the executive. What are you going to put in place? There are some of these resolutions that you do not, they don't put them in the dustbin. Even your bills, and today now, you have passed 58. And at the end of the day, the president will not accept to vote and spend resources from first reading, second reading, public hearing to passing it. Then concurrence from the rest. What are you going to do now in your last bill that will ensure that those bills will not be brought back? Because by the time the judge leaves and has a bill, they cannot come back again. So please, guys, honorable. So what are you going to put in place, SP, to ensure that your work will not be in vain? Especially now that you are a good who have made of the executive. So
He said he complains of this.
We should allow His Excellency to respond to this before we take another round of questions.
Thank you very much. Let me start thanking Sonny. Appreciate and appreciate that. And when we go off track, which we are certain to do, not because we like to, people order, so that we remain focused. Coming to about whether the president exercise the constitution amendment is not going to be a jamboree or what is also similar to responsibility at every time. When we pass motions and take resolutions, when we pass bills and send them for assent, what we try to do is to bring about good governance. What we try to achieve is to make life meaningful for Nigerians. That's why we're here. The mandate and the focus of every parliament, not my assembly or senate. So, constitution review is another legislative activity that we must undertake. Amending the constitution, because Nigerians complain about so many things or so many things that are not in the constitution. How do we serve Nigerians in that respect? Should we turn them ears and say, well, the constitution is the constitution, everybody should be patient, we should continue to operate it? No. we look at those issues, those areas, those provisions in the Constitution that Nigerians are complaining about. We also look at those are not there, but Nigerians feel very strongly that they should be in the Constitution. This assembly assembly, unless Nigerians don't say anything about the Constitution, even if it is one issue that Nigerians feel very strongly about in the Constitution or out of it, becomes effective that there is a response, a positive response from the Parliament. But let me also remind us that the Constitution Review Amendment is not a National Assembly matter alone. Now, we know the National Assembly only initiates, goes down up to the Assembly. So the process will be complete by the time it comes back to the National Assembly and to the executive. For me, the National Assembly, the state houses of assembly, all of us are in this together, as people will say. The public hearings we did across the 6 geopolitical zones in 12 centers, and then public hearing that we did in Abuja here, we want to give Nigerians the opportunity. It's not jamboree. And it's not like we spent in the past and nothing happened. No, there were amendments. Probably this is defeat. There were amendments. We're not too young to run. It's an amendment. And there are so many things. So we shouldn't let interest in what the National Assembly does. High pressure on us. But we should also pile pressure because there are times financial autonomy for the legislature. But what happened? So what of national? In fact, we need national or the federal government in a democratic. No matter local government system, no matter what we may have optimum performance we'll be wishing to achieve. Let me, I hope that so I'm giving Nigerians assurance that the National Assembly is what we are doing is what we are doing is honest. The process it's extremely an essential of any legislature what the people say. Whether at the end of the day, for consensus around votes. And 59, that's people come from different political colleagues. If you are just a citizen, when you are representatives, the senators, and the members of the House, that these are your interests. And I can assure you that we can achieve something meaningful. That's that for that. Then, the second question from the one on Twitter, the Senate didn't say anything. Okay, let me say something. The Honourable Minister of Information and National Orientation, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, informed Nigerians that they are working with Twitter to resolve this matter. That's what we have. And our belief is Nigeria needs Twitter just as much as Twitter needs Nigeria. And our expectation is that this engagement between the federal government of Nigeria and Twitter beyond that, and I'm optimistic. I believe that all of us would have learned our lessons. The I still feel I'm younger, and let's see what I'm. I was in opposition all through my life in the National Assembly for 16 years anyway, up to 2015. And I enjoyed being in opposition. In the House, you are right, I was younger, and probably very radical because of my background. Am I radical? No, you won't. Okay. Because I'm not me. I'm not me. And maybe for 16 years, now Senate is I'm a mixture of everybody among one. Even the House. I'll say one or two things. I don't even speak like careful and war to make uh, that will be holding silver lining in Nigeria is the title of my briefing. I mean it. I believe that this is the worst level we could get. We can't go beyond this bad situation. It can only be better. At the risk of a certain diversion, yesterday, media report, President Olusegun Obasanjo, former head of state, Salam Sultan, the Oni of Ife, and some other royal fathers and elders of this country, they didn't divulge, so out of they discussed on how to make Nigeria. And across the country, at least in the last 1 2 weeks, I've noticed people are coming together. We need to find a way out of this situation. The president, they also busy and it's looking for ways to deal with political issues. So I think that we want to have a reverse. This is and we should all be and optimistic. Respond. Optimism is what drives this. This is a regular music. About last part of this was 22 years in the National Assembly as a member of the National. And as a student of the legislature, Parliament generally, I understood that there's need to achieve partnership, cooperation, and cordial relationship.
So behind this hall, is Ahmad Lawan, the Senate President, right inside there with the principal officers of the Senate, having addressed the press, now taking questions and answers. In the course of the address, I've listened to him, revealing out the achievement of the Senate under his leadership in the last 2 years. Spoke about the passage of 58 bills in the last 2 years, particularly the not too young to run bill and other important bills. And he added that the electoral amendment bill and the constitutional review bills will be attended to before the Senate goes on annual recess in July. That is next month. We still are talking to members of the press, taking questions. We're going to end this live streaming now. You join us another day. My name is Bode Gbadebo. Thank you with us. Bye bye for now.